Okay, this is my opinion only. Yesterday, Elementor had a big announcement, actually a few big announcements at their Web Forward event, and I have seen quite a few negative comments in the chat during the live. And I wanted to express my thought process when I'm talking about these things and how I see things progressing further. And I feel like there's a lot of either fear-mongering, panic, and that's about it. People being very stressed about where this is going in general, where AI is taking our industry, web design, web development. And because everything is moving so fast, everyone is so stressed. We all want some quiet time. We want to be able to digest whatever is happening. Well, we don't have the time. We don't have the luxury. We have to move with the times, and we have to accept the fact that this is the world we live in, let's say, and we kind of need to, adapt to what is coming. And Elementor is doing basically the same thing. We still have what we used to have, but they're working on bringing in new products, new solutions for us to be able to create faster, and also for us and for them, obviously, but for us to be able to compete with the other web designers. Because, for example, let's just say you have a friend who is, or someone who works with Webflow, and you know that Webflow has GSAP incorporated. They have Claude now that you can go code inside Webflow, basically you write code there. So, they are doing that. Elementor needs to do their own thing as well to be able to be competitive on the market. It's unfair to compare the two, but I'm just saying that this is where we are moving forward. And I could compare a designer who uses an advanced tool and one that uses one that was good, like very advanced 20 years, but now is not anymore, So the unfair advantage is the one that you create yourself, because these tools, although optional, these are the tools that we need in order to remain competitive on the market in our industry as web designers, web developers. This is what we have to do. We have to be adaptive. So let's get in a little bit on the things that were talked about and announced. And first of all, let's talk about V4. I have seen people being so stressed about V4. What is going to happen? Why are they doing this? And I just want to say that Elementor has been developing V4 because they have listened to our feedback. We wanted to have classes, we wanted to have variables, we wanted to have components. So now we are complaining about something that they are actually doing for us and for them, obviously. I think that is very unfair. And I think that we need to actually, instead of panicking about the fact that something new is coming to the market, that something new is coming to Elementor, we have to sit down and figure out a way to adapt it. As you've seen, I am doing quite a lot of videos on V4 because I want you guys and me, obviously, to be prepared for when Elementor in April, they announced that they will release the V4 version of Elementor officially in April. Yeah. So I want us to be ready. I want us to be mentally prepared in all the ways. Yeah. We need to have the practice. We need to know how to do stuff. And we need to adapt to this because the workflow is amazing. I am sure that there were many of you, as I remember in the past years, I've seen comments where you were saying, oh, the workflow is like this, they have classes, they have variables. Well, now we will have classes and variables. Elementor has reached this point where they are like Webflow. And I have received a comment or a few comments, I don't even remember, recently on one of my V4 videos where someone was saying, but in a negative way, that Elementor is so much like Webflow now. I don't see it as something bad because, for example, if you used to work with Webflow and you want to move away from Webflow, now the move to Elementor from Webflow will be, and most possibly will be, very seamless because you are very familiar of how Webflow works. You can implement the same things in Elementor. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah, everything is starting to look the same. All the UIs are starting to look the same. And it's not a bad thing. It's good for you and I because we can adapt to different tools. We don't have to learn from scratch anything. So that is fantastic. So what I wanted to say and clarify, V4 is now ready and in beta, but will be released in April officially. And another thing, nothing activates automatically on existing sites. You will go into settings and you will turn this off yourself. You have the control. V3 widgets and atomic elements from V4 are able to coexist and work seamlessly on the same page, on the same website. Don't have to worry, nothing will break. So the only way you can break your website, it is if you break it yourself. So again, what does V4 bring to the table? We're going to have design systems performance, which we have been, hunting down Elementor for to make their builder, more performant, which they are doing with V4. V4 is going to help so much more. We're going to have unified workflows and atomic structures. And they also said that coming later this year, they're going to have atomic forms, grids, loops, advanced interactions. I'm really curious about those because currently they're very minimal. And also the ability to share classes and variables across multiple sites, which is fantastic because you can create your own class system or variables, and you can share them across the websites you work for your clients. You don't have to sit down for every website to create variables and classes. That is fantastic. And not to mention the components, which are like the golden goose of this V4. I love them, and you will see once you start working and building with them, absolutely fantastic. And another thing people were very negative about and had some questions, but I also had questions. I'm not negative about it because this is basically what Webflow is doing now with Claude inside their builder, I guess. They have integrated Angie here. So instead of calling it Claude, we're calling it Angie. And it is able to build widgets. It's able to do whatever you need it to do in your WordPress website. Now, let's talk about Angie Code because this is where the fear or the negative feedback was the loudest, I noticed. And what people are scared of is that AI is going to take their job. So let me just reframe this question to you. Who do you lose, work to right now? Not to the AI, right? You lose work to clients who say that the budget is not here, they don't have the money, or to agencies who can do it cheaper because they have developers in-house, they have a staff. This way, if you use Angie Code and Angie in general, you are closing this gap. You become one of these agencies. You become one of these web designers or developers who can provide for their clients. You're not going to lose work because you are able to provide them with what they need to without asking for astronomical prices. So again, reframe the way you think about these tools. Instead of being fearful, think about what you can achieve with them to supplement your income, to add more services to your web design business. So let me just, maybe you have not seen the Web Forward event and you don't know what Angie Code does. So let me just give you a little bit of a rundown. So you describe in like plain language, you prompted, to build you a custom widget, a code snippet, or a piece of functionality on the website that you are building. The good thing is that it runs in a sandbox. And if you have never coded and you don't know what that means, is basically you code functionality, a widget, or you code a piece of thing, like our GSAP snippets. For example, you code it and you test it in a safe environment. This sandbox is a safe environment. Nothing touches your live site until you say so. You have to test it, you have to approve it, and then you can release it on the website to do the thing that you wanted to do. It is a full human in the loop, meaning you are in control of it. So what I wanted to say is that it doesn't replace your thinking and your judgment. It just replaces that part of you saying that you cannot build this because you are not a developer or you don't have the time. Again, as I said, absolutely fantastic. And again, because I think the fear that we have, that most of us have, is that we are losing control over the process of building the websites, of, we don't have an overview under the hood. We don't see what's happening. Well, first of all, if you are a web designer, you don't have an overview of what your code is in the first place. And even if you're a developer, you don't have knowledge of everything at all times. And I think people are mostly fearful of losing control. And I get it, because I sometimes feel that when it comes to AI. And I'm thinking, how am I going to fix this if I don't have the knowledge? Yes, AI gave me the answer, but what if I don't have the knowledge to debug it, to fix it? What is going to happen? Well, let's just say this, for example, the ones who lose control are the ones who outsource to a developer. They cannot supervise. This actually keeps everything in your hands. You have control over every step of the process. This is even more control than hiring someone on Upwork, for example, and hoping that they will not break something. And the last one, it was about Elementor One. And again, I made a video about Elementor One and what it is. Obviously, it didn't reach everyone. But I just wanted to tell you that how to see this as well. So Elementor still has Elementor Pro, and this is not changing. This is the same product. This is something that you are going to be using if you don't want Elementor One. Elementor One is basically Elementor Pro with all their plugins that they have developed over the years. So it's Ally, it's Image Optimizer, Site Mailer, and I think there's another one or two. They're all in here. It's Elementor Pro plus all of them and AI credits. Yeah. So you have two products here, and you have the option to choose between this one or this one. It's not that you have to choose Elementor One if you don't want it, or Elementor Pro if you don't want it. It's one or the other. Whatever works for your workflow, for your client, for your business. They came up with Elementor One, from what I understand, to make it easier for people who want an all-in-one solution. Yeah. The benefits of having all these plugins, including Elementor, obviously, so Elementor plus all the other plugins that are part of Elementor One, is that, first of all, they are developed by Elementor. Yeah, so there will be no issues, nothing will break if there's an update in one of these plugins, because when they do updates, they have in mind Elementor, the plugin. So what I wanted to say is, let's say you have Image Optimizer, which is developed by Elementor, and then you have, I don't know, whatever image optimization plugin from a third party. Yeah, let's bring that in with Elementor Pro. Yeah, and at some point, maybe that plugin will have an update, or Elementor will have an update, and there will be conflicts. And something will break on the website, something will not work anymore. This is why they came up with this package service for these situations where you want to have full control over what is happening on your website. If you are very experienced and you have control over your Elementor Pro website and the third-party plugin, you're absolutely fine with that as well. So again, as I said, there are two ways you can use Elementor Pro. Elementor Pro alone and Elementor One, including Elementor Pro, plus all the other plugins that they have available. So you have options. You are not locked in Elementor One if you don't want it. Yeah, I think this is the biggest confusion I have seen and how people were talking about Elementor One. Obviously, everything in Elementor, all the plugins in Elementor One are going to be updated. They will be adding even more to the Elementor One package, more services, more other stuff. So it's quite consistent, and you have everything in one ecosystem. I think this is what we fail to actually realize, that we have everything in one ecosystem. I understand if you are a web designer, web developer, and you have been working with Elementor and third-party plugins for a long time, you have LTTs and etc. I get it. And Elementor gets it as well. That's why you have the option to just use Elementor if you only want Elementor. You have the option if you don't want to look for other plugins to add to your Elementor Pro website. You have Elementor One. I don't know. I think this is, in my opinion, it's very clear. And they also announced that they are going to be adding another, I'm not sure what this is going to be, a plugin. I'm not sure. So this is going to be a central dashboard where you're going to be able to see updates and optimize them and optimize all your client websites from there, etc., etc. Especially this is fabulous and very useful for agencies. But let's see when the time comes. So we will have a lot to talk about, a lot to look through. This year is going to be packed with a lot of interesting tutorials. We're going to be focusing heavy on V4. As I said, if you have requests of anything that you want to see, we're going to dive deep in. Because this is how I learned Elementor in the first place. I started with making videos about Elementor to learn. And this is what we're going to do now. We're going to do Elementor V4 videos to learn together. Okay. I hope this wasn't too harsh or too direct, but this is my opinion and how I see things about AI. Yeah, it's a scary place to be because it's moving so fast. Everything is shifting and we have never, this is very the messy middle, and I would call it uncharted territory because nobody really knows what is coming and where we're going with all this. We're developing and making and developing and making, but where are we going to be, be placed as humans, as web designers, developers, whatever? So I get the panic and the fear. I get it, trust me. But we also have to see the benefits of this, yeah? So let's keep positive and try to learn from each other. I'm also very open to learning from you guys. If you have anything to teach me, drop it in the comments below and let's start a discussion, a conversation, okay?